Murder, She Watched contains adult themes and adult language. Listener discretion is advised. Murder, She Watched is for entertainment purposes only. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Murder, She Watched, the podcast where we solve murders from our couches. I'm Amy Archer. I'm your host. I'm here today with my fellow Libra detective, Becca, and your cute little braid.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. My hair is a little frizzy this morning. I haven't showered.
Oh, you have no idea what my hair looks like on the reg. My dad used to say I had pipe cleaner hair when I would wake up in the morning.
My hair is very, very, very straight.
Mhm.
So it can get kind of frizzy really easily. Like when I sleep, it kind of gets like poofy.
I understand. So we have a big task ahead of us today. We have received screeners. Thank you very much.
Yes.
For The Nightmare Upstairs, What Happened to Ty and Bryn. This is coming out on Hulu. So our episode will drop on Wednesday. So you guys, it already came out yesterday. So hopefully you had a chance to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard because we're recording this before we know how people are going to react to the documentary.
Yeah.
And, you want to be authentic. You want to give your original opinion, but you're also like, I just said to you, this is going to be divisive.
Oh, and I said back, while I was watching this, I had a little anxiety, that feeling in your belly. Mm-hmm. And I feel like a lot of people are going to have that uncomfortableness. I feel
it was interesting because let me just make a blanket statement right up front.
Mm-hmm.
We believe children. When they say that they're sexually assaulted, we believe children. It's the parents I'm side-eyeing in all of this. All of the parents.
All of the adults, really, I feel like. All of the adults I am side-eyeing because it feels like each adult in this documentary has their own agenda.
I agree with you.
And that scares me.
When I think about, just going on like my instinct, my body reaction, who is the most genuine? It's like, I don't know if there's any genuine people here. Like, I feel like the kids are. That's about it. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's weird.
But there is no adult in this documentary that is a reliable narrator.
Well put.
Yeah.
Now, did your sons know about this case?
No, but I don't remember seeing the mom's videos or their videos, but I do remember this coming up in my algorithm of like new, like people talking or news type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't really know. I just saw a video here or there, but
okay. Yeah. I don't remember this at all. Yeah. And my girls, I think, were too young. I don't even know what year this was going on. Do we know?
I assume this was happening like
here it is. February
2010.
Their divorce is finalized in 2020. Okay, so it's about 2018.
Okay.
So
she's still on TikTok though, making TikToks, because that's where like I saw somebody like kind of what they call stitching her TikTok and like kind of
look at you stitching.
I know what the kids are talking about.
Oh, you're talking about Jessica, right?
Yes, the mom. Sorry, yes.
Oh, yeah. She went from 0 to Taylor Frankie Paul on that TikTok. Let me tell you, she went from like, I don't like TikTok, I'm an introvert, to like, hey guys, want to buy the sweater I'm wearing? And I'm gonna an incoming stitch. I'm like, what's happening here?
Her MLM skills went on overdrive and she was a selling. Yes.
All right. So let's start. We open with a TikTok from Ty.
Yeah.
And he tells us he is 16 now. And for the last 5 years, he's been in a court case because he and his little sister are refusing to go on visits with the bio dad. And they're forced to barricade themselves in their room. So there is a battle here. Who is telling the truth? That's the whole thing over this whole documentary.
Really? Yeah.
And again, I'm just going to say, I'm choosing to believe the children.
Yes.
So then it comes down to which adult is telling the truth. Ugh.
Ugh.
We are back in Provo, Utah again. Ruby Frankie territory.
And we said this when we were texting each other. We're gonna go and open a parenting center there.
Just in Utah.
Yeah, just come one, come all. We'll have daily lessons. We'll do some journaling in the morning. Yeah.
Yeah. So now we have Jessica, and I wrote, Jessica, my first impression of this mother with her hair and just her makeup and the whole thing is, I'm like, oh, she's a Utah mom influencer,
Yes.
Mormon mom influencer, right? Didn't you think that?
Yes, it's that. Oh, I'm casual with my sweats and crop top. Like,
you could plop her in as like Miranda's third friend on Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, and no one would bat an eye.
No one would even know. Yep.
Just give her a little, what's the soda? Sip?
Sip.
Is it sip?
Oh, no, swig.
Just give her a swig. She's in. So she says she married Brent, who we call BJ, when she was very young. They only knew one another less than 2 months. She married him in a drive-through in Vegas on a day.
Been there, done that almost.
My mother actually did do this. She got married in Vegas.
This her second time she got married?
Yep, which ended in disaster. BJ's mom is in this. Her name is Jolene, and she says BJ was on cloud 9 when he met this little pretty thing.
Yes.
And they had concerns because it was so quick, but they had faith that their little baby boy could pull it off. I did look up BJ. He was on the Buffalo Bills. He was a pro football player.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they don't mention that.
No. I kind of I was like, Grandma, did we need this part? Where she was like, and she just came from a home life where she had many different dads.
Yes. There was a little bit, like you were saying before we start recording, we can't forget the religiosity of all of this, right? Like these people are real into the Mormon church, like especially BJ's family. And Jessica tells us that. She's like, his family was real into the church. They're like descendants, not disciples.
They're like high up in the,
They are direct descendants of one of the founders of the LDS church. Wow.
I feel like I hear that a lot. Like, I'm a direct descendant.
I know.
Well, yeah, if he's had 17 wives, we're all direct descendants.
That's true. It's very true. His family all lived in big houses. And, Jessica says, I was a victim of child abuse. It was very rough. I hated myself. I was in a very bad place. And when I met BJ, like, I probably should have worked on myself instead of getting married.
Oh, girl, been there, done that.
Jolene believes that her little baby boy, BJ, wanted to save her and give her a better life. Okay, I have to just say something because I'm going to be harsh on Jolene and I shouldn't be. But just the optics of sending your mom, it's sending your mom in to defend you.
Yeah.
Because I thought he was dead. I'll be very honest. I'm like, is he dead?
Okay. The whole time I thought he was dead too. And because she does kind of speak of him in past tense.
Yeah, I thought, like, how dark and bad did this get?
I thought, oh my God, did he unalive himself because of this? Yeah.
So, like, the whole optics, like, if my mother came to me and was like, they're doing a documentary about, I don't know, how you cut your grass weird. And I feel like I need to go on that documentary and defend you. I'd be like, please don't.
No,
please don't. It's just not going to play well for me.
No.
It's just not a good look. I'm glad that he showed up in the end. But when we saw him in the end, I'm like, oh, now I realize why you weren't in the whole documentary. You are acting like you're a hostage.
Okay. So side note, Steve had to make this video for someone we know that celebrated their 49th wedding anniversary. So everybody's making these videos and then they're going to compile it into one.
Yeah.
Steve
looked like a hostage.
Happy wedding, Anna. Like, never been on camera before. I'm like,
that would be Timmy.
Like, be a little, loosen it up. And then he's like rocking back and forth. I'm like, okay, that's too loose. Like, what are you doing?
Some people just don't have camera presence. And I guess BJ's one of them. I don't know.
It was bad.
So Jess had some trouble conceiving, and then they have Ty. Ty is the first grandson of the entire family. So
Ugh,
everybody
spoiled.
rallies around this. And Jess struggles with postpartum anxiety, and
Poor
BJ was
thing.
working 2 jobs. And so, like, Jolene and her husband, who we also don't hear from, Brett's father, they rally.
Yeah, they're very active. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So now Jess says, the Brent I came to know was very controlling and angry. He would tell her what to wear, how to wear her hair. He controlled her financially. He would call or text her nonstop if she went out with friends. And she says, like, I'm a free spirit. I don't like this kind of stuff. And it scared me.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of unclear what happens here, but it feels like she gets pregnant with Brynlee while they're separated, or
Yeah. It
while they were
seems
going
like
through a rough patch, maybe.
it seems like there were two like crosses in the road, and one was probably separation, and the other was like, oh, we got pregnant.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree. So she says, you know, Brent and I were not in a good place. And Jolene, mom, says, I mean, being married 47 years, I never think divorce is the answer. But, you know, it was dysfunctional. And I do say BJ was really trying to make it work.
Oh, BJ,
This is
BJ,
just,
BJ.
there's a little too much of this.
It's a little too much boy mom.
Their divorce was finalized in 2012. We see some text between them that didn't raise any alarms with me.
No, I didn't.
It was kind of just regular fighty stuff, if
Yeah.
that makes sense. Mom says, you know, my baby boy BJ really struggled. I know I'm really playing this up, but it
was. It was like, woe is my son. The world is out to get him.
He turned to alcohol and other things to numb, but then, Becca, he turned to his faith and he got a tattoo, which was so beautiful across his back. And it said, a shepherd I shall be for thee, my Lord, for thee.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I mean, you might want to listen to Becca and I's our whole Real Talk episode on Little Miss Recap, where we talk about kids and tattoos.
Yeah.
We don't have the same reaction Jolene has. Let's put it that way.
No, and I didn't really find that font so beautiful either.
No. Jessica's doing her thing. This reminded me of like when my girls were little and we just didn't have money. I would take them down to this bridge by our house, and like they would watch for the big trucks and then do the horn, and the trucks would blow. Like that's what we did for entertainment because we didn't have money.
I love those days.
She's like, we went to the mall, we rode the escalators.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, sounds about right.
So did some random things.
I did notice that she has, and this is just a side note, the same microfiber couch that everyone I know had from Raymore and Flanagan at this time period.
Yes.
It was the cheapest thing Raymore and Flanagan sold, and everybody bought one.
Because you just needed a couch.
Yeah. So for 2.5 years, Brent's parents watched the kids 5 days a week from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. because Jessica and Brent were working. Well, Jessica was working. Yeah, Brent was too, I'm assuming.
I would assume so, but it seemed like they were really, I don't want to say raising them, but they had them a lot. They had them a church. They were very, very active grandparents.
Could you imagine how much church these kids had to go to?
Oh, they were going to a lot of church.
I wonder if they were going to daily mass, because Graham seems like she might be the one to take them to daily mass.
Well, the Mormon kids that I went to high school with, and I don't know if it was just their church or not, they had to go in the morning before school to church.
Yeah. Jessica's now married to a man named Aaron. They met right as the divorce was finalized. They were married in 2013. And in 2018, they had little Jagger, which is also the name of Demi and Brett's kid. And I love that name, little Jagger. Is it Demi and Brett? Who has little Jagger? I forget. One of the Mormon moms.
Yeah, I can never remember their kids. The kids, I always lose their names.
She says he's a great husband and a great father. And so now BJ moves on himself. He meets Sandy. Yeah. And mom says, again, there's this other downtrodden woman who needs my son to come. This was gross.
Yeah. It was like my Prince Charming son just walks around this Utah cities on his shining armor horse.
Yep. And he has to rescue this whore with 2 kids and no husband.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like to me.
She was living in a cardboard box down by the river. Yeah.
So March 1st, 2018, 6 years after BJ and Jessica's divorce, Brynlee is 7 years old at this point. and she's taking a bath. So just a trigger warning. I'm
Yes.
going to go light with these details, but we will get into details about sexual assault with children.
Yes.
So please be warned. So she's taking a bath, and when she's done, she starts putting lotion on herself in like areas that are private.
Yeah.
And she says to Jessica, to her mother, "This is how dad does this, Amye." Jessica's stunned and says she didn't want to believe this, but she immediately calls her lawyer and she gets a PFA and reports this to DCFS or whatever their organization is. It gets graphic.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to warn you. So this is interesting because the original claim came from Brynlee. And that to me has merit. Do you know what I mean? Like this, where would this 7-year-old get this?
Yeah. And it was it's detailed.
It's detailed.
Yeah.
So DCFS interviews her and they decide the claim is credible.
Yes.
That's all we know at this point. Amye races the detective here, and BJ and Sandy go to her, hoping to explain what the heck is happening. And we see his interview. He says he believes Jessica takes a very small truth. Jessica, the mother, his ex-wife, takes a very small truth and wraps it up in a lie. He says Brynlee does not get bathed at her mother's house, and it was destined cream. And he brings in like proof that he's only ever bought one tube of it.
Isn't that kind of weird?
This is all weird. This guy's weird.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say it. He says his ex-wife hates him, tries to take him to court at least once a year. So they interview Sandy, and she says she's kind of blindsided by all of this. There hasn't been anything she noticed out of the ordinary. Yeah. She leaves him home alone with her 2 little girls all the time. She's never had a problem.
Yeah.
BJ calls his mommy.
Of course.
And says, Amye Race hates me. And she doesn't believe me. She's a man hater. And this is what Jolene tells us.
Yeah. Oh, she's a man hater, which means he probably said something a little more derogatory than that. Yeah.
Okay, now here's where I was like, because at first you're like, okay, could somebody have said something to this kid? Could she have seen something on TV? You know, you don't want to, you do have to walk that fine line between believing children and destroying someone's life over something that's not true, right?
And that's why we have trained professionals.
Yes, thank you. But to me, the most telling of all was the second wife.
Yeah.
So she comes back to Amye Race's office and she's like, something we talked about really shook me. Mm-hmm. She says, I was coached. He wanted me to say that I was with him every time she needed the cream and I wasn't. And he wanted me to say that I trust him completely. And she says, now that I have some clarity, he's very controlling. We're all under his control.
He's a controlling guy.
I think this guy was an abusive monster. I think he was verbally abusive, emotionally abusive, financially abusive.
100%.
I tend to believe this little girl, so I'm going to throw that on the pile.
Yeah. You don't want to believe it, but here we are.
Mm-hmm. So BJ took a polygraph to try to prove his innocence, and he did pass it.
Yeah.
So there's that. 2 weeks later, Mom says BJ had a camera in his house. And on this camera, he sees Sandy going through some stuff and moving out. She's leaving him.
Yeah, good.
She reaches out to Jessica and wants to chat. And she tells Jessica, just so you know, Brynlee is telling the truth. Yikes. Jessica goes nuclear. And she's like, I'm terminating his fucking rights.
Yeah. As we all would as a mother.
Yeah. So right now, as I'm watching this, right, I'm like, okay, 100% believe Brynlee. I also believe this guy abused these 2 women.
Yes.
At least emotionally. Mm-hmm. Like, I think he was controlling and abusive by control, if that makes sense.
And I think he was financially controlling and abusive because he holds all, these are downtrodden women that he holds all the pocketbooks to.
100%.
Yeah.
So basically, they begin this whole court battle, and it gets ugly. His parents help little baby BJ get a lawyer to sue because they want to sue for parental alienation. So that's really what this documentary is about.
Yes.
Is how parental alienation is being weaponized to, I don't know, support these reunification camps, which sound horrific to me.
Yeah. And had you ever heard of these before?
I've never heard of them. And I mean, we're Gen Xers. We lived through a lot of this camp shit, but I've never heard of this.
Yeah.
So the court orders supervised visitation, and it goes fine. And Jolene, mom, is like, they always have such fun when they're with BJ. Okay.
Yeah.
Now we meet JP Lily.
But side note, BJ starts recording everything. Every interaction, every moment.
Which we don't trust because it's all his recording.
Yeah. And I've never been accused of anything, but I've also never felt the need to prove I won't be accused of anything.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about JP Lilly because he's a child therapist. He's been doing this since 1989. He's also the founder of BACA, which is Bikers Against Child Abuse. Jessica hires him to be the kid's therapist, and BJ's family is like, who is this weirdo? So
Yeah.
From everything I've been able to find on JP Lilly, he is very beloved.
Yeah.
But I need to know what his exact qualifications were.
Yes.
Like, is he a practicing psychotherapist? Has he been doing this a long time? I think he is. I'm just going to say I think he is.
Yeah.
But I just want to be sure because I was given a little side eye to all of this.
And I would like to know the plethora of his cases. Like, where is he a majority of the time siding with and on what side, and his professional observations? Do you know what I mean? Like, is he biased? I don't know.
Yeah. So now Ty comes home one day, and Ty is, older than Brynlee. And he's like, I have dreams of being killed, and I think I may have seen my dad do something I can't remember. Then he also talks about being abused by BJ with a water pistol.
Yeah.
In the shower when he was 11. And also that BJ would come into his room at night. So Jessica reports it again.
Yeah.
And now Ty's like, I'm not going to the supervised visits anymore.
Yeah. Understandable,
So at this point, mom says, BJ's just, he's doing everything he can. He's just recording all the visits. And Brynlee eventually was going by herself.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say something. I think that I would like, how do I say this? I think Ty has enormous sway over Brynlee.
Yes.
And I think it's a protective big brother vibe. And I totally get that. But I think I would have liked to have seen Jessica try to get Brynlee to advocate for herself a little bit more. Yes. Rather than constantly be advocated for by Ty. Does that make sense?
Yes. And I'd also like to know, were they both seeing the same psychiatrist? Were they both seeing him? Like, I know from my only experience with my children, I was told that they should have two separate child therapists.
There's an enmeshment between Ty and Brynlee. And
yeah.
I apologize. I'm sure that that I don't have the knowledge to support this, but I'm wondering if that's what happens when there's abuse to two siblings, if they just become connected because they protect each other. That would make sense to me.
Look at the Plaths.
That's true.
You know what I mean? True. They hunkered down and closed in ranks amongst each other.
That's
because that's all they had. So I think that is a very common.
I will say, I'll save it. Hold on. So Ty gets to a visit now, and he decides that he is going to confront his father.
Oh, this is heartbreaking.
And it's recorded. And Ty and he's only a little kid.
He's and he looks very little. Like
he does.
Yeah.
And he's like, you've touched us. You know this. And BJ says, this motherfucker says to a kid who says to him, you've touched us. You know this. Have you prayed about this?
Oh,
what? How about no, I didn't. And let's talk about it.
Ty is sobbing and he's like shaking, holding himself, saying,
Yep.
you did this. And he just goes, oh, pray. We should pray. Ugh,
Yeah, it's weird.
it's weird.
Ty is like, I hate you. I've had nightmares about you. Little Brynlee's crying. BJ just
Yeah.
leaves. The weird thing here, this is a note I have. The weird thing here is BJ's not like, oh my God, let's talk about what you think happened.
Yeah.
Tell me. Like, he's not like asking for specifics. When are you saying I touch you? Like, let's talk about it. He's just kind of like, well, I guess your mom's telling you to say this. Bye.
Yeah. Or even when you see him interacting with the professionals, I would be like begging for my life, saying, I never did these things. Like, please, please help me. Like, you know what I mean? And he's just like, well, we'll try again next week.
Yeah, it's really strange. Like, I would do everything I could. Like, again, they talk about this at the end, the splitting the baby, and it is true.
Yeah.
I'm like, why is this man not like, okay, you let's just say, for argument's sake, that this is not true. Okay, that these kids have dreamed this up, whatever. I would be like, look, let's get JP Lily here. Let's sit down with him and your mom, like people you feel safe with, and let's talk this through. Because I think there's been a misunderstanding, and I want to talk it through, but I want to do it in a place where you guys feel safe.
Where I'm still protecting you.
Yes. It's so weird.
It's so weird.
So after this, Ty tells JP Lily that he has stopped the visits. And JP Lily is like a hero to Ty. And this is where we have a problem.
I think they were too close in their relationship. And I'm not saying anything like nefarious. I just think they were too close in their relationship.
No, but I think you're right. I think it is natural human instinct that kids, especially kids who are going through a divorce in their family, going through trauma of being abused, they latch on to these authority figures. And then what happens is, I mean, that's good for Ty that he felt safe with this guy. But what happens is then JP Lily has an enormous amount of sway over Ty.
Yep.
And you run the risk of Ty saying or doing things to impress and win the affection of JP Lily. And I'm not saying that JP Lily did anything wrong.
No.
I'm just saying it's a dynamic that can set up.
And that's the dangerous situation with having being in a relationship of power with children. Because you can tell children that it is a Tuesday when it's a Wednesday, and they'll believe
it.
And it's so dangerous. So dangerous.
And JP Lily is kind of like this mythical figure to Ty. Like, he's in a biker gang. The whole community loves him. You see Ty like out on the road wearing his little biker gang jacket.
Yes.
Like, it's
Ty has finally belonged.
Yes.
Yes.
And that's intoxicating for this kid. And of course, he's going to say and do things to impress this guy. Yeah. And I'm not saying he's lying. I'm just saying, like, that is the dynamic that sets up.
Yeah.
So January 10th, 2020, there's a hearing. Okay, so this happened as late as 2020.
Yeah,
There's a hearing, and the guardian ad litem says this case has been difficult for these children. Brynlee has gone to visit. She wants to see her dad, but Ty is belligerent and says his therapist is telling him he does not have to participate. She wants a third-party neutral therapist and limited interaction with mom. Interesting. I always say this, guys. Pay attention to what the judges and the lawyers are saying, because a lot of these documentaries don't have time to get into the entire story. Yeah. So, like, this tells me that part of the testimony or part of the investigation was that JP, Lily, and Jessica were close.
Yes.
And that's a problem.
And that's where I don't know if you should be. I feel like there's a slippery slope with your relationship with your psychiatrist, your therapist. They're not your friend.
So one of my daughters has been in therapy since she was probably about 14, maybe 15.
Yeah.
And so I've walked this line, and it is hard. Because there have been times where I wanted to email her therapist, because she was still under 18.
Yeah.
And be like, I need you to work with this on her. Or I need you to work on this with her. Yeah. But you have to hold yourself back.
Yeah.
You cannot, I have kept a wall between me and this therapist. But like every once in a while, I'd email her for a check-in, and I would be very respectful of that wall. And I would say, I understand you can't tell me anything she's saying, but I just want to know everything's going okay. Are there any problems I should be aware of? That kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? Because she was still underage.
I remember the first session with my older son's therapist. It was he and I and her, and she explained her rules. Like, I'm his therapist, not yours. And if there's something that I think we need to check in with, I will come to you. You don't come to me. And I was like, oh, this isn't my game, huh?
Yes,
and then
exactly.
She told me, like, you can't ask him out there. Like, you can't ask direct questions, especially right after therapy. Oh, how did that go? What did you talk about? Like, she was very specific with her language.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh, someone's crossed boundaries before. And now you have very strict boundaries.
And given that we see footage of JP Lily like in their home hugging them, I don't think those boundaries were upheld.
No.
So that's going to create a problem, is our point.
And therapists, if you're, weigh in, are you like, there's boundaries that you're told to, like, you can't be friends with your clients.
I'm going to be very interested to hear from our Couch Detective audience, therapists, to know what they thought of this guy.
Yeah.
Like I said, he has a stellar reputation in the community. So I'm interested to know, and we can't really speak to like what he did because there's not really any, we don't know what he's like as a therapist. But I'm curious if anybody else picked up on some boundary crossing here.
Yeah.
I don't know who it's coming from, but it's there.
I think it's from both of them. I think it's from the mom. I feel like the mom led the charge.
I agree. Yeah. So COVID hit, things settled down, and then the DA drops any investigation against BJ because they feel like they just don't have enough evidence. And when that happens, Jessica drops her petition to strip him of her rights. And Jolene, mom, says, if Jessica believed any of this, she probably wouldn't have dropped that petition and tried to get his rights off him. Well, I mean, yes and no. It's also super expensive to be tied up in court. And so we don't know.
They also may have said, her lawyer may have told her, with them dropping this case, we don't have a lot to go on to try. It's all a game too, the whole legal system.
Yeah, and Jessica claims that the reason she dropped it is because she doesn't want the kids to have to testify against their father. Okay. The kids now have to do reunification therapy with Michelle Jones. And I had a real hard time Googling her because this is a very common name, and I found 85 Michelle Jones.
Yeah. And she was not warm and fuzzy at all.
She was not at all. She suffers no fools, this woman. She's just like, nope. And she is well known for dealing with alienation therapy. So this is their new therapist that they have to go through.
Yeah.
So now we see videos of the kids visiting with Jolene. And there's this weird woman who shows up.
Yeah.
And she's like, I believe Ty, and you can't make him go. And she's like fighting with Jolene/mom.
Yeah.
And Ty's whole demeanor changes when this woman. So Ty's like kind of fighting, but then when this woman shows up, he's like real angry.
He gets activated. Yep.
And then we find out the woman is a friend of JP Lily's. Okay, so you're not obeying the court.
Nope.
And it reminds me of these groups out there. And I think, I'm not saying they don't do a lot of good, but there are these groups out there who are kind of like vigilantes in the kid sexual assaults area. And they just take it real serious and get real crazy about it. And I think a little bit of that is going on here.
Yes. Well, I said this when we were talking Tiger King. If you are a group, any organization, and you're so narrow-minded in just one topic, it can get murky sometimes because the topic is the greater good. Nothing else matters.
Yeah, I agree. So Ty is saying, like, I don't feel comfortable. I'm not going. So Jolene tells us there is a pattern.
Yeah.
The kids would get here. They'd let their guard down. They would have fun, but then a blow up would happen and they would suddenly not want to go. So I think this is a good time to talk about. I'm trying to put myself in BJ's shoes.
Mm-hmm.
If this is not true, which I believe it is, but if it's not,
Mm-hmm.
I think I would be like, I'm not putting my kids through this.
Yeah.
They clearly, like, even I know a lot of people, and I'm sure you do too, who went through divorces and feel one parent poisoned the kids against the other. Like, that's a very common thing that happens. People feel that way, whatever. I would be devastated by this. Like, if it wasn't true, I would be devastated, but I would also be like, my kids are in absolute, they are just distraught.
Yeah.
And I can't put them through this anymore.
The post is now causing so much trauma. We don't even know what the incident was anymore, right? It's the aftermath. And I don't know if I could sit there and watch my kids be terrified of me like that.
I would at least be like, I could see him not wanting, again, assuming he's telling the truth, which we don't think he is. I wouldn't want I would never give up my parental rights, especially if I didn't do something.
Yeah.
But I would be like, you know what? Let's just take 6 months. Let's let things cool down.
Yeah.
I would never force my kids to come and see me.
No.
I don't know. It just bothers me.
It's so sad. And you're just, as a parent, just your children are hurting, and like you're part of that hurt because you want to spend 15 minutes with them in a supervised rec center. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And I think it becomes about, and I've seen this in my own personal life with people I know, it becomes about warfare between the parents, and it doesn't become about the kids. And I think BJ's staying in this because he wants to prove, in his opinion, that Jessica is brainwashing them. And I also think Jessica is not innocent here.
No.
I think Jessica is saying things to them. I don't think they're making it up. I just want to reiterate that.
I don't think they're making it up, but I don't think I think she's allowing any story to be told now. You know,
she's encouraging the estrangement, and I think it's coming from a good place. Like, if she believes this person sexually assaulted their children, of course you don't want. But I also, I don't know. I just side-eye her. There's something about her, guys. Please let us know, like, if I'm being too harsh on her, but there's something about her.
I think it's because it's not that she's just fighting for her children, because if she was just fighting for her children and taking them to who she thinks are the best therapist, and if she's just fighting in the courthouse, I wouldn't be looking at her side-eyed.
Right.
It's the social media presence.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah.
So Michelle Jones says a lot of times the alienation behaviors are intergenerational. And then we cut, and this is a deliberate editing choice. We cut to Jessica saying she had alienation from her own parents. And then she says, but I would never put my kids through that. And I do think that was an unfair edit.
It was a below the belt.
Yeah. We hear Michelle Jones saying, I would like to move to the next level where you could just be in a room with your father. And Ty's like, no. This is insane. I'm not going to live with my abuser. It's not happening. And she says, well, he's never been convicted of that. Oof.
That sounds like, I don't know if that's, I felt, I don't,
She tells a judge, this family has to get unstuck. We tried to let them do it voluntarily, but it's time. Oh, this is rough. They are being forced to go to a reunification camp with their father, and they would have no contact for 90 days. So,
I don't know if that's the answer.
This is not the answer.
No.
You're taking them away from what they feel safe, from where they feel safe,
and putting them with who they do think is their abuser. That feels very unsafe.
Even if this whole thing is made up, like, let's just say, for argument's sake, none of this happened. Jessica put it in their fucking heads, manipulated them to hate their fathers. Even if all of that was true, you don't put these kids through this trauma. Like they're just
No.
re-traumatizing these kids. You don't like, even if Jessica's at the root of it, these kids still believe you
But they
are a bad guy, and
Yep.
this is hurting them actively.
Yes. Whether, like, if in a world that this is not, the abuse was not true and it was all Jessica's manipulation, these children still believe it.
Yeah.
Bottom line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So to take that, and the kids are freaking out. And I think part of the reason, especially Brynlee is freaking out, is she's going to, if I told my kids at this age that they had to go away from me for 90 days, they would be devastated.
Yeah. That's a long
They were
time.
very close with me.
Yeah.
Like, it's a long time.
No communication. It's just.
So now Ty really, really, really embraces TikTok.
Yeah.
And he's seeing a lot of these teenagers screaming, being dragged to reunification camps, freaking out. And he's like, I'm not going. I see these kind of camps on TikTok. It's not happening. And the director says to Michelle Jones, when do we start listening to kids? And she says, we always listen to kids, but they're not in charge. If they were in charge, they wouldn't go to school or brush their teeth. What? What?
I don't know if that's the answer, Michelle Jones.
How about kids are in charge of their emotions?
Yeah. Everyone should be in charge of their emotions. Like,
I just didn't I didn't love this woman.
I don't know if this woman needed to be working with children.
Right.
Maybe she should be working in the prison systems. Like, she seems like a tough woman.
And here's the deal. If there's something she knows that we don't know, like say she has all the information, right?
She did, yeah.
So say she knows that like Jessica's manipulating the situation, then tell us that. Hint, give us a hint, and so that we don't hate you.
And she won't. She's like, I won't talk about this case, but I'll talk about like she's very
She's very professional. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the court orders the police can use reasonable force to take these kids. Oh my God.
What does that mean?
Could you imagine, like, you have an ex-husband and thankfully your boys had a good relationship with him and everything was fine.
Yes.
But like, say it wasn't, and he could order the police to come and take your boys out of your house.
Yeah.
To go with him.
That's, I know a family, when they got divorced, it became a game between the husband and wife. And they only had one child.
Mm-hmm.
And she wants to get a hair trim. He'd be at his lawyer's office the next day, and they'd be in court getting a motion of some sort, blocking her from taking her to get a hair trim.
That's not good for these kids.
No, it was. I worked with this woman and I was exhausted listening to, and I remember turning to her, go, how much money have you guys spent?
Mm-hmm.
And it would be like summer camps. They would fight. They like everything they were in the courts like this.
It's awful. And it's awful for these kids.
Yeah.
Because they're the only victims.
And they would drop off. And these are like professional people doing pickups and drop-offs at the police station because they don't even want to talk to their ex.
Wow.
Like, what an abuse of the system too. Like, if you think about it.
You really need to think about the kids in these situations. So Jolene believes if the kids had one-on-one time with BJ, well, no, because he's their abuser, so they can't have one-on-one time with him.
No.
That they would snap out of their JP, Lily, and Jessica brainwashing. Okay. Brynlee, like I said, crying because she doesn't want to go away for 90 days from her friends. She says that. And then Ty's like, we're not doing this.
Nope.
So the next episode, this kid, I can't. When I tell you what Timmy would do to our children if they cut holes in the drywall to access the bathroom, the house better be on fire because that's the only way it can happen.
Yeah.
He cuts a hole and he decides they're going to barricade in his bedroom. So they board up the door. They cut a hole through the drywall in the closet to access the bathroom. They got cooking utensils. They have ramen. They have,
They
I don't
planned
know,
it.
all their stuff. And he's live streaming all of it.
Yeah. Because
Brynlee's
he's
with
smart, though. He says, the minute I stop live streaming, they can come and get me. They're not going to come in here if I'm streaming. Which was, someone told him that.
Mom claims that she was trying to feed him and would, again, like I said to you, I don't know if my dad hung this door because my dad has a tendency to hang doors upside down.
Yeah.
But there was a very large gap under the door, apparently, because you could fit Subway hoagies under there.
Yeah. She would just bring breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Well, it's funny because Ty kind of gave it away, as kids often do.
They do.
Because he was like, the food, my parents would leave us food outside the door.
Yeah.
Like we see them eating nachos. You didn't shove the nachos under the door.
I think they were opening that door to the parents and talking.
She's
to
like,
them.
I would only squeeze things under the door. Jessica hated TikTok. I'm so introverted. I've never been on it. But since since no one's believing her kid, she's got to get on it.
She's got to learn the dances. She's got to learn the songs. Yep.
So this blows up. It gets viral. Thousands of people are watching. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I understand taking to TikTok and being like, I'm Ty and Bryn's mother.
Yes.
This is really happening. But how does the four non-blondes trend play into helping her kids? I'm not really sure.
Or the swipe up if you like this plaid shirt.
Yeah, the TikTok shop. How's that working? So Hannah Dreyfus is an investigative reporter with ProPublica. She's watching all this go down.
Yep.
And she says, while this may have seemed unbelievable to many, I knew exactly what Ty was talking about because I've seen months of cases. I've seen lots of cases where parental alienation is being weaponized in court custody battles.
I do believe that it is. It 100% is a thing, and it happens, and it's a tragedy.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
She says what stood out to me here is that DCFS had agreed there was chronic and severe abuse. It's in the report. But the judge gave police permission to take these kids by force. And once Hannah starts getting into this battle and writing about it, public opinion really comes
changes.
Around.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he gets more viewers. They all get more viewers.
So Jessica says, look, yeah, I was on TikTok and I was saying some shit, but I was going through active trauma doing those brand deals and those trends.
And that's the hard part. It's the brand deals. It's the TikTok shop. It's the commission-based, ads.
Yeah. They do a GoFundMe. There are crazy people on the internet now threatening to kill Michelle Jones, rallying at the Capitol. They dox Brett, call him a child abuser, which I do believe Brent abused these children. Again, I'm reiterating.
Yes. We are not on the side of him.
No. We see more and more of these stories being shared. The kids come out of their room finally. Oh, wait. I just have to mention. The best was Grandma, Jolene, is watching the stream.
Oh, gosh.
And at one point, they're fighting. The kids. I'm like, this is my kids. They'd be like, doing some kind of protest. But yet, the camera's down and they're slapping each other over who's wearing which shirt. You know what I mean?
Or like, who's going to hold the camera?
Yes. So the kids come out after 54 days and there is a trial and we see all of them testifying. So Brent testifies and then Brynlee's pediatrician testifies.
And see, that's where there are experts testifying.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he says she disclosed the abuse to me. Okay, now this is interesting because now somebody from DCFS testifies about that report and said that a lewdness charge was supported, emotional abuse is supported, but the rest of the charges were unsupported. That's not how it was sold to us.
No.
What is lewdness technically?
In the state of Utah.
Yeah, I gotta see what that is. In Utah, lewdness charge involves intentionally exposing private parts, masturbating or engaging in sexual acts in a public place or in front of others. So,
Oh.
like, that sounds like, if a minor is involved or if the act is directed toward or observed by a child under 14, then the offense is elevated to Class A misdemeanor. But they didn't have that because they didn't charge him with anything.
No, he was. And I think, and this is where, once again, sucks to be women and children
Mm-hmm.
because we just don't believe us. And we
know.
have to have so much evidence
Mhm.
proving. And even if we have the crime on tape with witnesses vouching, with ticket stubs saying we were there the day it happened,
Yeah.
you still don't get believed. So,
And Jessica says that because she's like, I don't know how to get proof of
Yeah.
this. Like, my kids are saying it. I don't know how to get proof. So Sandy testifies, Sandy, second wife. Again, she's the one I'm watching.
yeah.
She says Brent was very hard on Ty and called him a meow when he would cry.
That's horrible.
This guy's a monster.
He was just a little guy.
I know.
My gosh.
Mom Jolene denies this.
No.
What? These women, they're just trying to drag my son into the mud. My
Yeah.
good Christian son with the tattoo on his back.
He loves Jesus.
Ty testifies that he's been abused in all the ways. The lawyers seem to imply that JP was implanting memories in Ty's mind or suggestions.
Yeah, the language that he used was a little suspect.
Jessica admits, I cannot say that I didn't drive a wedge between BJ and the kids, but I was just reporting the abuse, and I was going to do that no matter what. BJ testifies now in court that he's flat ass broke, and his parents are supporting all of this, and mom says, he struggles.
Yeah.
My little boy struggles.
Yeah.
It
We'll just have
sounds
to
like,
get him.
let's just say for argument's sake right now, that the sexual assault didn't happen, okay?
Mhm.
Your son is a big enough dick bag abuser, emotional abuser to two women.
Yep.
That this charge could be levied and people could believe it. Like, that's what an asshole your son is. So whether it's true or not, your son's still a manipulative, abusive asshole.
That immediately, what says a lot is that women have still stayed by their husbands who have been murderers on death row.
Yes.
This woman speaks to the police one time and is like, you know what? Out of here.
Yeah. Yep. The judge, Becca, deliberates for 2 months. What?
He must have had to look, or they must have had to look up like laws. I don't know. They had to go back to school. I don't know.
Maybe the only thing I could think of is this the judge's way of giving the whole situation a little bit of time to...
A little bit of breathing room.
Yeah.
Get everyone to settle down.
They come back with the decision that Jess will retain full custody, but they're forcing supervised visits again. What, BJ, what are you getting out of this at this point?
Yeah.
You're just trying to prove you're right or to hurt Jessica, because there's nothing gratifying in this for you. You're hurting your kids.
Is that what he's getting off on? Hurting his kids more?
I don't know. But she tells the kids, they're like, nope, 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 not going. The cops come to kind of mediate the pickup. They're with Jolene and Grandpa. Ty is locked in the bathroom, refusing to go. Bryn goes, and for several months.
Yeah.
And we see video. She seems happy. She's playing. Everything's fine. Although there was one video, I don't know if you caught it, where she went to hug her father goodbye, and it was the coldest hug on planet Earth.
It was like a pat on the back. Yeah. There was distance in between. Yeah, I saw it.
Ty turned 17. He announces on TikTok that he's moving out and filing for emancipation. And in February 2024, Utah hears testimony to reform the reconciliation process, and a lot of kids testify, including Ty.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of kids testifying that they were forced to reunite with their abusers. It's heartbreaking. Jolene also testifies about how bad this was for her family and, her baby boo, who's broke now. And Jess says that they have spent $300,000 in legal bills.
Jeez.
And Jolene said, yeah, well, I'm poor too, because now I have to support my baby boo, my baby boy.
She doesn't, it does feel like Jolene has seen the grandchildren. Like the relationships are all kind of weird. Yeah.
I
don't know.
agree.
Yeah.
So we learned that Ty moved out on his own. He graduated early. He got a job at a fast food place, and he could have lasted 6 months, but he said he was very lonely.
Yeah.
So he started going back home for visits, and then the visits never ended.
Yeah.
The judge sees this and realizes, dude, you can't be on your own. I'm not emancipating you.
Yeah. And even the grandma was like, he tried his best, but he just couldn't do it.
Mm-hmm. He has a whole shelf dedicated to JP Lilly in his room, who died suddenly, tragically.
Yeah.
He says he doesn't remember a lot of the abuse, but he's working now with the new psychologist who's helping to when a 17-year-old kid says, I need help understanding I'm not broken.
Yeah.
That's tough.
That's tough.
Brent finally decides to relinquish his rights. It's about fucking time.
Yeah, dude.
There's a lot of, this is Solomon splitting the baby, don't want to split the baby. Jess is grateful he did this. And then her ex-husband immediately adopts them, which doesn't help the whole we're creating space between them argument.
Yeah.
He does seem to really love them, though. I will say that.
He's been in their lives for a very long time and has been dealing with all this stuff.
And then BJ sits down and reads a prepared statement for production. My name is BJ, and I love my children, and I hope everyone can go in peace.
It's it was weird. So I'm not making excuses, and I believe that he's a bad guy. But if he played football, what position did he play? Does he have some sort of traumatic brain?
CS. What's that?
Yeah, where they're like, and I know like that affects emotions. Like, is he just not understanding?
What is
the trauma
called?
that
CFE,
he's?
Is it? What is it? CTE. Chronic traumatic encephalopathy.
Ooh,
I don't know what position he played.
And by no means am making excuses for his bad behavior.
No, I understand.
But
hey, I mean, there have been NFL players who've killed people.
Yeah.
Because they have that.
Like the disconnect in his emotions, even when he's sitting there, like reading his statement at the end. Like, if I'm reading a statement about my children and my relationship, I would have been sitting there first thing, I never hurt you. I'm so sorry that you think I did. Like that, I would have been speaking to my children.
Yeah.
Like,
so he's a defensive end.
Okay.
And they are susceptible. Yeah, they get hit.
Yeah. Just the lack of, I don't know, it just seems a disconnect of his emotions. And I know we only got to see him in that one real statement at the end, but
yeah. What I say he was a defensive end. Okay. So concussions by position. Cornerbacks usually first, safeties, receivers, tight ends, linebackers, running backs, then defensive ends. So they're in the middle there.
Yeah.
Could happen. And if he played all in college, we don't know what position he played in college.
Yeah.
Could have played something else.
He could have been playing since he was 8 years old. And
I think if you're on the defensive line, that's where you get it the most.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know. So let's wrap this up because we're done.
Yeah.
How do you feel about this?
I mean, while I was watching it, I had a lot of I just didn't, it was uncomfortable. I was uncomfortable watching it. And I just felt so I felt so confused kind of at times about like, how did we get here? And then at times I forgot like, oh yeah, this all started from abuse. Like that gets lost.
Yeah. And I want to be clear too. Like, I think part of the problem I have with Jessica is I don't feel like, how do I say this?
She doesn't feel trustworthy.
I don't feel like she was trying to help the kids get through this.
Yeah.
I feel more like she was kind of letting this grow. Does that make sense?
I don't think she was managing it. She was letting it happen. Does that like...
Yeah, and not the abuse.
No.
But their reactions to the abuse.
Yes.
Yeah.
The fallout. But then, you got to think about her and the trauma she's carrying. And she doesn't even know how to... This is all just such generational trauma, and we're watching it happen to people today that's played out over time,
Yeah, I'm really curious as to how the couch detectives are going to feel about this one.
Yeah. I'm interesting to hear the temperature of people for this.
The documentary is good. It could have been an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Didn't need to be 2 episodes that were long. But I thought it was okay. I don't know. We're missing something. Are we missing an expert voice maybe?
And that's what it is. And I guess what's tough is the experts involved are either no longer here or they
Mhm.
actually cannot speak about this because these are, Bryn is still a minor and
Mhm.
these are
Mhm.
probably sealed or there's,
Mhm.
legalities there. So that I think makes it tough.
Like I think Michelle Jones gave some good context around
Yeah.
parental alienation, but like I actually would have liked to hear from like a third party who wasn't
Yes.
involved in this case.
Yes.
Like what is going on here? Do you know what I mean?
Maybe a little bit more of like a pause of this story and then like an expert come in and talk about parental alienation and like long-term effects, like a pause of their story to hear the
Right.
expert. Yeah.
Or even like an expert in child sexual abuse that could be like, you know what Jessica was doing, she handled it properly. This is,
Yeah.
you let the kids take the lead, you know, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just would it suffered from a lack of expertise.
And you know what it was is there's also no narrator because we can't trust any of the adults
Right.
to narrate the story. So
Right.
then we do have to rely on just these two traumatic children who's been traumatized to tell us the story.
Yeah. Or the
Yeah.
mother or the grandmother. And neither of them are unbiased. Like
No.
when you have a he said, she said, you need that objectivity. You need that third person.
Yeah.
And we didn't get that.
And
And
I
I
think
mean, he said, she
yeah.
said about turning the kids. Again, we believe the abuse happened.
Yes, yeah. And then I also think because, and this is a good part of the documentary. Sometimes you're watching a documentary and you're like, "Oh, I know where the filmmaker wants me to lean into."
Mm-hmm,
Right?
mm-hmm.
I didn't feel that here. It didn't feel like they wanted me
Oh,
to
interesting. Okay.
I mean,
You didn't
yeah.
feel like it took a point of view, like a side.
Yeah, I think it really laid out and it made you question, was she leading them? Was the abuse really
Mm-hmm.
not that I think that the abuse wasn't happening, but
No,
it
no,
could
no.
have some people believe, did the abuse even happen?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. All right. Well,
Yeah,
I'm
this is
interested to know
interesting.
what everybody thinks. Let us know in the comments. And if you're watching us on YouTube, you can subscribe to us on any podcast app
Mhm.
and listen to a lot more episodes over there because we
Yeah.
don't put a lot on YouTube.
No, but if you start listening to us just on your podcast, you can hear Tiger King, Staircase, Murdochs, Making a Murderer. The list goes on and on.
List goes on and on. All right, guys, this was a rough one, but thank you, Becca, for doing it with me. And I think we got through it. And we're kind of landing. I'll say where I land. I'm landing at, I don't trust any of these adults.
Same.
And I'm just going to trust Ty and Brynlee at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm only going to trust these two kids.
There you go. All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.